You are in the mind of Mad, and we are about to check in with Michael Yo from Y100 and from E. He went to a really big celebrity wedding the other day. We're gonna ask him some questions about that, about radio, about television, and see how he's vibing, man. Let's get him on the line. Mr. Michael Yo, how you doing, sir?
Yo, what's up, man?
How's everything?
It's good. Just chilling in my studio at the E building here in Los Angeles.
Oh man, don't remind me, Cali. I love LA. I have so much fun when I go out there. So as a matter of fact, now that you just mentioned it, like you were on-air personality on Y100, and then all of a sudden one day I'm in the lobby of the Mondrian, and you're like, yo, I'm on E and I'm in LA, and you got a Cali number. I'm like, oh shoot, what happened to 305? What made you go out to LA?
Well, I got this opportunity to work for E. They were actually out in Miami scouting, and they heard the radio show. They saw me on NBC out there do a couple of things, and then they were like, hey, why don't you come to LA, be a correspondent, and, kind of mix it up down here. And I've been down here 2 years, and it's been a lot of fun. I love it a lot.
What was it like working with the Kardashians? Because, like, me and you had chopped it up on set of that movie, and we had gotten into a cool conversation. I was like, damn, I want to get this recorded. This would be a really cool interview. What was it like working with the Kardashians and the goods and the bads and the funds and all that good stuff?
You know what? The family is incredible. They have an incredible family, and actually, I met them 2 years ago when their show first started taking off, and I used to interview them, put them on the radio all the time, and then I just became close with all of them. Closest to Chloe,
okay.
And she was like, hey, I got this new show, Courtney and Chloe Take Miami. You have a big radio show in Miami. I know you produce shows. I know you do all kinds of stuff. Why don't you take on the radio show and make a hot radio show for us? In Miami, we'll make it part of a TV show. So we went into it like that, not knowing what's going to happen, and the show just exploded. It took off.
Yeah, definitely. I actually had to forfeit going out to a party one night because I just had to watch it, and I really enjoyed it. And the episode that I watched, Mr. Michael Yo was on. I was like, oh, that's my boy. You go, boy. You doing your thing.
Yeah. I got a lot of response from the episode where Chloe brings in cocaine to the radio station.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, and a lot of response about that, and it's a lot of good response where people are like, it's good to see for the first time celebrities can't get away from it with everything. Sometimes celebrities say, oh, I can bring this in, or I can do this, and people won't get mad. But Chloe brought it in. She learned a lesson. We suspended her. She took a drug test. She passed it. She came back, and she did her thing to finish out the show. But it's a thing where you're never surprised what happens with that family. Like, they're crazy. Like, Chloe just got married. I was at the wedding.
I wanted to ask you about the wedding, man. You're beating me to all my questions. You see what happens when a new guy tries to interview a professional? Unbelievable.
Yeah, the Chloe and Lamar wedding. It was crazy, but she's very spontaneous. She does it on the fly. Whatever she feels, she goes with, and that's what I love about Chloe.
That's kind of how I am. Actually, a good friend of mine, Damon, you probably know him. Damon had started Fubu. He had introduced me to Chloe a while ago, and was like, yo, you gotta meet this girl. That's Kim's sister. She's a trip. She reminds me of you. It was really funny, and she's super cool. So tell me about the wedding, man. What was the wedding like?
Wedding was crazy. It had white roses everywhere. It was crazy because I've never been to a wedding where choppers are overhead, and you really couldn't hear what this minister was saying because of the choppers. It was so loud down there. Everybody wanted to sneak pictures in and stuff like that. And what's sad is that her close personal friends, she invited, somebody snapped a picture and sold it within 10 minutes.
Wow.
Of the wedding. While the wedding was going on, they were selling it online. So it was crazy how that all happened. And it's just sad that, somebody at that party was selling pictures. That was a bummer. And then just to experience this whole wedding, it was beautiful. Inside they had candy everywhere because Lamar loves candy. They had, the setup was gorgeous. Top-notch food, top-notch entertainment. Babyface sang there.
Yeah, I heard about Babyface.
I heard about that. You're So Beautiful. And it was all old school R&B and hip hop music because because, you know, that's what Lamar grew up on. So,
Yeah.
you know, it was sort of, I felt good there. It was definitely my kind of vibe.
A good vibe, right? So let me ask you, you've been in radio for quite some time now. You're an OG in the game. What are some of your more memorable experiences in radio?
You know what? My first group I ever interviewed on the air was Green Day.
Oh, wow.
See those? Yeah, so
Do
that was my
you have the time to listen to me? Why? I love that song, man.
Yeah, that was my first interview, and back then, they were punk kids. Now it's funny to interview them like a year ago when they came out with their last CD, and they've grown up to see them mature, and their music is better than ever. You know, other experiences, you know, like P. Diddy. Everybody knows him in Miami, but it's fun to interview when he gets the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he just gets it. It's a thing where I think, and I've told you this before, I think once you're so used to celebrities, it doesn't get you excited to interview them.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong job. You know, I still get excited.
Yeah.
You know, I still get excited to see their movies, and I still get excited to interview them.
Big time, big time. But you know what? It's like anything else. Like if me and you are friends and you hit me up and you're like, yo, I'm gonna be in this commercial, I'm gonna be excited to see it. It doesn't matter if you've been in a million of commercials before or not, or you've been on the air for your whole life. Like I'm still excited to see it if you're my friend. So I totally,
Exactly. And now, you know, I'm branching off into, you know, you saw me on CO2, and, you know, jumping into that world. So, you know, trying to be the half black Ryan Seacrest, trying to do a little bit of everything.
Hey, I'm not mad at that, man. There's a wide opening niche for you. And you know what? I was taking a couple pictures for you. I know you asked me to do that favor for Twitter. Keep your fans and, you know, all your followers updated, but man, it looked really good. Like you're a natural, man. I have a feeling that you definitely are on your way to making your mark on the silver screen and in Hollywood 100%.
It's just I want to be a player in the industry. I don't care if it's on the movie screen. I don't care if it's on TV. I don't care if it's behind the camera, because, you know, I love radio. Radio will always be the first thing I do.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just to be successful. You know, I think a lot of people move to LA and they're like, I want to be famous. Me, I just want to be successful. If fame comes with it, great. If not, I don't care.
Big time.
You know?
Big time, big time. That's actually really smart. I wanna quote that. I wanna be successful. If fame comes with it, cool. But I wanna be successful. So I'm sure you like Drake's record.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I want the money in the cars in the clothes, the beep. I suppose I just wanna be successful. Oh man, that's the anthem, man. I was in New York and Atlanta, Chicago. Me and my assistant, we traveled all summer. Boy, when I tell you that record, it was unbelievable. This is before it was getting heavier radio play. Like you would just hear people with the mixtapes bumping it, man.
No, it's definitely, you know, it's good to hear Drake with a song like that. It's got a great message, and it's a great song to just jam out to, so.
Big time. So, Mr. Michael Yo, man, you are in the mind of Matt. I want to say thanks so much for taking the time out to check in with us, and I'll definitely be keeping you in the loop, and hopefully we'll be able to do this up again.
All right, man. Thank you a lot.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, later, man.